My name's Micky Dymond. I grew up in California. My dad got me into motorcycle racing when I was in my early teens, and if it wasn't for my dad and my parents' support, I wouldn't have been able to fulfill what I've done in racing. I wouldn't be still doing it now.
When did you start racing motorcycles?
I started racing in the early 80s, and I really got heavily involved in motocross right away. In the early 80s, motocross was huge in Southern California, so you could race up to 5 times a week. And at that time, I think I was a sophomore in high school when I was really into it. And I started riding a couple days a week, plus I would race at least 3 days a week. And it took me less than a year to go from being a novice to a pro rider. At that point, my dad and my support system was really going strong because my dad's company was doing good and we had the means, and my dad really loved it and helped me to achieve great things in the sport. And you know, we just were racing family for a couple years and did Golden State Series and SoCal Series, and then moved on to Nationals when I was old enough.
Who were the factories that you rode for?
Mako was my first big sponsor. I rode for Wheelsmith Mako, and then I rode for Mako West, which was the Western factory team, and moved from Mako to Husky, and I rode for them for a couple years in 84 and 85, and in 86 I signed with Honda and I won my first championship. And in 87, I repeated for Honda and won second 125 championship. And then I moved to Yamaha for a couple years, and basically was at my prime, and didn't really, have a lot of regret about those years because I let opportunity slide away and really had no idea what I was sitting on, what kind of talent that I had and opportunity that I had. And, sadly, I have a lot of regret for those years, but still I continued to race and raced into the 90s in Europe and won a bunch of races over those years, but not even being a contender in the championship series again. Really after 87, I never could have a full season without having some type of an injury or a failure that didn't help me to produce the results that I'd need for a championship series.
Thank you.